How could a man be celebrated as a hero in one part of the country when even the President of the United States offered a reward for his capture?
Didn't something like that happen to Batman?
Well, I'm Sydney, and this is Max, and we're going to blast through the past as we investigate John Brown and his raid at Harpers Ferry.
Two kids travel to places. Two kids discover traces of events that all happened before, where secrets are revealed and more. Sydney and Max, blast through the past. Sydney and Max, blast through the past. Sydney and Max, blast through the past. Where are they going today? Sydney and Max, blast through the past. They see the past in a whole new way. Sydney and Max. Sydney and Max.
Why did Doc want us to meet him here?
He said he wanted to tell us about an attack at Harpers Ferry in 1859.
Harper's what?
It's a small town in West Virginia.
Well, if it's in West Virginia, then what are we doing here at some old farmhouse in Maryland?
I have no idea, but Doc must have a good reason.
All right, he's over there picking weeds. Maybe that's why he wanted to see her. Hey, Doc. What are you doing? Checking for bugs?
Oh no! I was just sitting here thinking about John Brown's prophetic statement.
What pathetic statement?
Not pathetic, prophetic! Like on this plaque here. I, John Brown, am now quite certain that the crimes of this guilty land will never be purged away, but with blood.
I don't get it.
Sydney and Max.
Hey, Sid, was John Brown some type of, like, depressing poet dude or something?
No, John Brown was an abolitionist. He was the guy that started the slave revolt at Harpers Ferry.
But Harper's Ferry was in West Virginia.
That's right.
So why is there a plaque of this guy in Maryland? And what was he talking about?
Why is there a plaque?
Maryland.
Because when John Brown came here in July of 1859, the plan was already set to raid the armory at Harpers Ferry, Virginia.
You mean West Virginia?
Well, in 1859, there was no West Virginia. It hadn't become a separate state yet.
Brown was wanted for murder. Matter of fact, the President of the United States even had a bounty on his head. So he changed his name and he went by Isaac Smith and he rented this farmhouse. And then he was hanged.
Really? Well, that must have upset a lot of people. What happened after that?
Well, I have a couple of hours of work to do. But after that, on the way to Harper's Ferry, I can tell you all about
I
it.
mean, you're gonna tell us more? Hey, how far is Harper's Ferry from here?
Just a few miles?
Well, we're gonna walk, Doc. We'll meet you there. Come on, Sydney.
Sydney and Max.
What's the hurry?
I wanted to get out of there before he chases us down and tells us another story.
You weren't interested in John Brown?
No, were you?
Yeah, he actually used that farmhouse to train his army and collect weapons.
What army? Doc said there were only like 20 dudes.
You know, walking down this path was a great idea. John Brown could have led his army down this exact trail.
I keep telling you, like 20 guys is not an army. It's more of a gang. Well, I'm tired. Let's take a break.
All right, but just for a minute. I cannot wait to check out this town.
Yeah, me too.
You know, I think there's a river somewhere around here. I'm gonna go look around.
Yeah, you do that. I'll be here.
Max, you have to see this. Look at that.
Oh, you woke me up to see a broken down old bridge?
Do you know where we are?
Yeah, across the river from a broken down old bridge.
No, this is where John Brown led his men across the river on October 16, 1859.
Well, I hope the bridge was in better condition, or they probably had to do some swimming.
Well, they didn't go across that bridge. There was a different one that went across the river at the time.
Where is it?
Doc said it was destroyed and rebuilt 9 times during the Civil War before that one finally replaced it after the war ended.
Well, it looks like that one needs to be replaced right now.
It's just exciting to think this is where they were planning their attack.
Whatever. Let's just go across the bridge. It actually goes across the water.
Sydney and Max.
You think Doc's here yet?
He should be. That was a long walk.
Well, let's go find some food and sit down a while.
No way! We came all the way here. We have to see the armory.
The what?
The armory. It's where the raid took place.
Why did you want to attack this place?
Didn't you listen to anything Doc said?
I try not to.
This was a federal armory where lots of guns and ammunition were stored.
He wanted more guns? He only had a few guys, and you said there was a farmhouse full of guns.
Max's whole purpose was to start a major revolt
Against who?
against slave owners and the laws that made slavery legal.
Well, that sounds like a great idea.
No, it would have been if it had gone according to his plan.
What happened?
John Brown wanted to arm the slaves and get them all to revolt.
Okay, well, why didn't that work?
Well, Doc said that a lot of the slaves didn't want to help. So when the local militia and army showed up, they either killed or captured Brown and all of his men.
Well, why didn't they just stay in here? This place looks like a fortress.
Doc said sledgehammers couldn't even break down the door. They'd use a battering ram to get inside.
I don't get it. Why wouldn't the slaves just help them?
I guess they must have all been afraid. I mean, think about it. They did have a small army, and if they had all gone, they would have been killed. That must have been a really scary night for everybody.
So after he was captured, John Brown was hung.
That's right. It made a lot of people in the North really mad.
Well, it must have made a bunch of people in the South really happy.
Wait a minute, Max.
What?
This happened in October of 1859, right?
I guess, so what?
Well, Doc said that John Brown was kind of a hero to the people of the North because of his actions against slavery. But the people of the South would have hated him. And 2 months after the raid, South Carolina seceded from the nation.
So you're saying that John Brown caused South Carolina to leave the United States?
No, but I think the hanging of John Brown divided the people even more because of the publicity surrounding the raid.
Wow. So one man may have divided an entire nation.
I'm sure John Brown didn't start the Civil War, but he certainly helped divide the people of America.
Well, maybe you and I should divide up right now.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm gonna go find some food, and you can go find some Doc.
I thought you were trying to avoid him.
I am, but my feet are tired, and he's our ride home.
Oh, Max.
2 kids travel to places. 2 kids discover traces of events that all happened before, where secrets are. Sydney and Max.